Hey, it's Alex with Lover Fighter Writer, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use PLR content to create a week's worth of social media content. And at the end, I'll also give you a quick trick that you can use to very quickly increase your social media engagement. All right. So, if you're not familiar with PLR, it stands for private label rights. It refers to content that is specifically created for you to copy or repurpose or redesign or rework and use it as your own. And so you can use PLR content for a lot of different things, including blog content, video content, social media content, and emails, and a lot of other stuff as well. And today I'm going to be focusing primarily on how to use PLR for social media content. So if you're familiar with PLR, you might already have some that you want to use, but I also have an affiliate link down below. It'll be the first link in the description of this video, and it will take you to this page right here, which is a massive free bundle of PLR from a company that I've partnered with for this. And so this is Justin right here. He's one of the founders, and you can watch a short video from him. And then you just need to put your name and your email address in and hit this button. And then you'll receive this PLR bundle, which includes a 22-page ebook, a 20-minute video, a couple different types of journals that you can provide as a electronic journal or as a printout journal. There's some reports, which are kind of like mini ebooks that you can also use as lead magnets if you want. There's a 1,500-word report about distractions, a 1,500-word report about confidence, 5 blog-ready articles, 15 tweets, 15 Facebook posts, and 10 social media images, including editable PSDs in case you have Photoshop, and if not, there's also the JPGs that you can use in pretty much any free software. And so this PLR content is kind of in the self-help niche. That's really what Tools for Motivation focuses on. Now, they do have content in a lot of different niches, but their main focus is on self-help. And the great thing about this type of content is that it can be applied to a lot of different types of businesses. So, for example, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to just pretend that I'm creating content for a health and wellness company that caters primarily to athletes. And in this context, and in many other contexts, there's a lot of ways that you can modify this type of PLR to create a lot of social media content really quickly. So once you put in your name and email address and hit this button, it'll take you to this page right here. And there's another video from Justin there, and then you can download the main PLR bundle right there. And then there's actually a bonus download as well, which is a separate PLR bundle, which we'll probably look at in a separate video because I don't want this to go too long. And once you download those files, you'll have to unzip them. I think that Windows and Mac both have built-in zip extractor software, so that shouldn't be a problem. And if not, then you can download 7-Zip, which is what I use. It's a very simple but effective free software. Once you have it unzipped, then you'll be able to work with the files. They're mostly Word files, so they should work with pretty much any word processor. Or you can use Google Drive, which is what I mostly use. So I actually unzipped and uploaded both of the PLR packs. This is the main one, and this is the bonus one. And so we're just going to look at the main one for now. And so the first thing you'll notice here is that there's a license and how-to folder. There's a video there you can watch, and there's also your usage rights, so make sure that you understand those before you get into using this stuff. And then you have your shareable content, which includes blog content, tweets, Facebook posts, and social graphics. That's what we're going to be focusing on, but I'll just review the rest quickly. And you've got your lead magnets, which include shorter ebooks. I think they call them reports. And also email sequences. Yeah, see, there's a report and then email series. And then you have your engagement content, which includes other reports and the worksheets and for journaling. There's a 20-minute video that I mentioned, and it also includes transcripts and slides, so you can recreate the video if you want. And then there is a behavior-based goals ebook, which is also in a Word document, so you can edit it however you might want to and then export it as a PDF, and it'll be a nice little ebook for you. But like I said, today we're going to focus on social media. So I'm going to go into the shareable content here, and we'll open up the tweets first. So here we've got the 15 pre-written tweets. And so what I like to do when I'm working with PLR in Google Drive is I like to maintain the original. So rather than edit right in this original PLR document, I can go to File and make a copy, and that'll make a copy of this document. And I actually already did that right here. You can see this is a copy of this one. So I'm just going to open that, and I'll close the original. And now I can make any changes that I want right here in this document without having to worry about modifying the original. And that way I can always go back to the original if I want to use it for something else. So here's the tweets, and then I'm going to come back to the shareable content folder and just open up the graphics. And you can see there are the PSD editable versions and then the JPG versions. And so I can just kind of preview these easily right here and see if I want to work with any of them. And I think I'm going to go back to the root folder here, and I'm just going to right click and open a new document. And I will call this document just social media posts. And I was going to do a wellness sports brand. So I'll make that a heading, I'll make it the title. And this is where I'm going to create my unique social media content using what's provided here as inspiration. So if I take the first tweet here, we have being resilient is all about choosing. You choose a positive future. You make a conscious choice not to let life's difficulties hold you down for very long. You can choose to be resilient or to let life break you. Choose to be unbreakable. I'm just going to copy that content from here, and then I'm going to come over to my document, and I'll just leave a line above, paste that right there. And I'm going to show you how you can actually break this social media post into 3 social media posts that are going to be on the same theme and have very congruent branding. So if I take this first one, the core idea is that you can make the choice to be more resilient. But it's very generic about that. It's not very specific. It says you choose to have a positive future. You make a conscious choice to not let life's difficulties hold you down, and you can choose to be resilient or let life break you, be unbreakable. So that's a nice post, but it's a little bit general. So I'm going to make 2 similar posts using the same theme and keeping the same kind of phrasing, but I'm going to make them more specific. So what I'll do is I'll just take this first part here and copy that, and then I'll say you choose the type of people that you choose the type of people that you let into your life. When you only give people the amount of energy they earn, you naturally have more for the important things. All right, so there's one other post, and we'll write one more down here. So again, I'll just copy in this beginning. Being resilient is all about choosing. You don't get to choose all of your challenges in life, but you can choose some of them. So for the first one, we kind of made it about choosing the type of people that you let into your life. And again, since this is emulating social media posts for a wellness brand, we'll say something about eating a proper diet. So being resilient is all about choosing. You can choose to fuel your body with healthy food and supplements. Supplements are key because maybe this is for a supplement brand. Or you can weigh it down with junk and poison. Might be a little bit harsh, but I like it. Being resilient is all about choosing. You can choose to fuel your body with healthy food and supplements, or you can weigh it down with junk and poison. Choose the life you've always wanted by building the body of your dreams. All right, so now we've got 3 separate social media posts. And again, all I did is I just looked at the first one and I took the first line of it, and then I just wrote off the top of my head 2 other posts that had to do with the same type of thing, had to do with choosing things that can make you more resilient, or choosing things that are going to make your life more easy or more enjoyable, which all kind of falls under the umbrella of general wellness and a wellness sports brand. All right, so now let's take a look at how we can actually turn these short social media posts into posts that have an image and will look nice on social media. So these were originally supposed to be tweets. So let's just roll with that, and I'll take the one that was actually written by the PLR company. And down in the description of this video, I'm going to have a link to Canva. It's my affiliate link, so if you sign up with it and you ever upgrade to a premium account, I'll get a commission. But Canva is a really great tool for creating social media content. It's actually, to my knowledge, the most popular tool for design that has a free online version. And they have a website where you can use it on a computer like this. They also have a mobile app, and I think that's all included free in the free plan, which is the one that I'm using right now. They do have more templates and more features available on the premium plan, but I know a lot of people who do some pretty serious marketing and they just use a free Canva account for anything. So here in Canva, if I want to make a tweet, I can go to templates, and then I can go to social media, and then down to Twitter post. And when you're in Canva and you're looking at templates, you can look at any of them for inspiration, but just be aware that if they have a paid symbol, then that means that you would have to pay for that one. And if they have a pro symbol, then that means you would have to have a premium account in order to use it. But there's generally lots of free templates as well. And so we'll just scroll down a little bit and find one that we like. Actually kind of like this one. I think that's a good one to work with. So we'll just open that up, and it's got a little bit of information. It also has some suggestions down here of similar ones that I might like. Actually, I like this one even more, so I'm going to switch to that. And we'll just say customize this template, and that's going to open it in a new tab, and it opens a new file in Canva. So now I can just edit this however I want. And in Canva, basically, you can click and drag any element. So just click this and drag it, and it has these little guides on the screen that can kind of show you how to frame it nicely. And then there's also a really handy undo button up here. So if I want to put it back where it was, I can just hit that twice, and it'll go there. And then to change elements, you can just click on the element, and then you get whatever options you have up here. So I can change this color really easily. I think I'll change it to a nice blue. And then I'm going to want to change this color as well to make it more visible. Oops. So I'll go here, change that to white. And so these backgrounds and the circle are just basic shapes. This is probably a free clip art asset that's built into Canva. And then you've got the text. And Canva is a pretty simple software. It's not like Photoshop where there's like hundreds of different options. But one of the most important things to think about just for saving time is the fact that you can easily duplicate anything. So for example, if I wanted to modify this so that it had two different text blocks, then I wouldn't need to like go over here and go to text and drag something out. I could do that. Like if I wanted new text, I could come over here and I can click on one of these and it'll be loaded in. But if I want just like a similar text block to this one with the same properties, I can just click on this and, so I can just click on this element, and then right here I have this duplicate button, and now I have two identical text blocks. So I'm just going to hit undo, get rid of that. And so first I'll just try copy and pasting my text in there. You can see that's going to be a little bit long, so I can just move this down. And it will, I think it automatically resizes the text. Yeah, so you can see the size right there. It's changing. I'm just going to pull these out of the way for now because I want to work with the text. Might still use those for something, I'm not sure. This. And so this is actually a pretty good size. You can see I've got this little guide, so now I know that that's centered. Could probably actually make it a little bit bigger, so I can also just hit this button up here. It'll increase the size. It's a little bit too big, so there we go. That's a good size. And so I can put all of the text in there. And then if I click on this, I can move it a little bit. And if I click on the image, then I can flip it horizontally or vertically if I want. But it's probably good the way it was. You can also add animations if you were making like a GIF or a video. But we're just going to make an image for now. Under position, you have your standard alignments here, and you have sizes. The arrangement is actually pretty important because if you've never worked with something with layers before, basically each of these elements is on its own layer. And so if we go to layers, we can see what their order is. And under arrange, you can just send the element that you have selected, so that's this one right now, to the front, which means the foremost, or to the back, which means the one at the back, or you can move it forward and backward with these buttons. So if I hit this, you can see that's going to go behind that shape. And so you can make things look a little bit different that way, but I'm just going to leave that where it is. I can edit the color. And if I go to elements, I can look for different types of clip art. So I'm just going to do a quick search on health, and we'll see if I go into, and so when I search health, it pulls up different types of assets, and I can click on graphics here, or I can click on see all here, and it'll pull up only graphics for me. I'll just scroll through this a little bit and see if there's anything that I really want to work with here. I actually really like this one, so we've got a little bit of information on it here, and if I just click on it, then it'll add it in there. And since I have it selected already, I can go to position, and I'm just going to say to front because I want it to be forward, and I'm going to replace this with it, so I'll just select that and say delete, and you can see it's actually moving, which means that I can use it to make a GIF if I want, but I can also just make an ordinary still image with it. And so I'm just going to click on it and make it a little bit smaller and have it there. And just based on kind of the contrast, I think I want to make the background black. So when I just have to select the entire image and then come in here to change the color. And so I like the way that looks a little bit better. Move her over a little bit so she's overlapping. And maybe we'll make this a little bit wider so that it fills out a little bit more nicely. And we'll make sure that it's centered and that it's not intersecting with her arm or anything. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these two things. And I'm going to take this last line right here, choose to be unbreakable. And I'm going to switch it in here. So that it looks like that. And then with this, I'm going to shrink this just a little bit. There. Move this in. And I'll just play around with this a little bit to get it exactly where I want it to be. And there, so now we've got a kind of a, what's this? Oh, I see. So this isn't actually a circle, and I kind of wanted it to be a circle. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to type in circle. And then I'm going to go to this and I'm going to get this circle's hex color so I can make sure I get that. Oops, I should have done this a little bit differently. Here we go. And so now I can just hit this circle and it'll fill that in. And then I can delete this other shape. And I'm going to set the circle's color, this, and then I'll make it the right size, which is about like that, I think. And then if I right click, I can go to layer, and I just want to send it probably back 1 or 2 spaces. So I'll say send backward, and I need to send it backward. Actually, I think I can just bring this one forward. So bring forward, and I forgot about my text. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just send this one to the back, and okay, there we go. Make sure that everything is nicely centered here. Obviously this is off a little bit, but that's how I want it to look. And yeah, so that's pretty nice. That's a pretty neat little Twitter image, although it does have kind of a lot of text. So I think that in this post, we're going to use this text in like the body copy, right? So we can make this a little bit different. Maybe I'll just say this first part here, and then we can increase that size significantly. How big is this? This is 53. So we'll make this just a little bit smaller. I'm going to make the fonts the same though. It's called Anton. Okay, so now the fonts are the same. And we'll just make this one like that. So this is good. Get it mostly centered there. And so then we have being resilient is all about choosing, choose to be unbreakable. We've got this woman here. And then if I want, I can just highlight this and copy that. And then this is the title of the document. So we'll just put that in there. And so now I know which one this is. And again, because I'm using this animated graphic, it's automatically turned this into a GIF. So you can see it's 8.5 seconds long right now. So I can play that there. And so I think I can probably export this as a GIF or as a video or just as a still image. So if we go to share and download, it'll give us a few options. So we have MP4 video, JPEG, PNG, PDF, SVG is premium only. But again, you can do it as MP4 or as a GIF. So you can set so here we have a GIF, and I can just hit download, or I can download it as video, or if I want it to be just an image like I was saying, then I can download that. And this will just take a moment. It's going to pop it up there. So we'll open that, and then we'll take a quick look at it here. And there you go. So that's what it looks like as a still image. Pretty nice. And I could also download that in any other way and use it as a GIF, use it as a video. But remember, there's actually 2 other posts that we made using this inspiration from this one tweet. So we could use this same template to make those posts, and then they would all kind of look the same and go together. So if we come back here, I think I just used this one. So we'll take that, put it up top. And then if I go to insert an image, upload from computer, then I can grab that image. And there you go. So now I've got text for that. And I've got the image, and I can put those on Twitter or all of my social media platforms, and they would look pretty nice. And then the next one that we have is more about choosing the right type of people. So I'm going to go back to my document here. And then much like in Google Docs, if I go to File, then I can make a copy of this. And so it's going to open in a new tab. And you can see we've got copy of being resilient is all about choosing. So that's fine for now. And again, this one is about choosing people that you choose to give your time to, or being more specific about that. So we will change this to choose time to the right people. So you choose to give your time to the right people. And so now that's different. I could use that exactly as it is, but I could also replace this graphic. So I'm going to go to Elements again. And since this is kind of about socializing, I'll just say social. And we'll take a look at what graphics are available. And this one's kind of fun. So I'm just going to add that in there. Click on this one and delete it. And move this over here and make it a little bit bigger. That's nice. And so now, just really quickly, I've created a different one. And I'm just going to copy this again and change the file name to that. And then again, I would just go to share and download. And so this is going to suggest PNG because this isn't an animated file. But I would probably just go to JPEG again and download that. I'm not going to bother downloading that one. And then just to show you one more time, if I go to File, make a copy, it's going to open that in a new tab. I can come back here. And so I would upload the next image under there. And then we have this one, being resilient is all about choosing. You can choose to fuel your body with healthy food and supplements. We'll just go with that, I think. So we'll change this to choose to fuel your body with the best food, or with healthy food and supplements. There we go. We'll leave that like that. And then we'll delete this this graphic, come into Elements, and maybe if I search healthy food, it'll have something. Hoping that'll be a nice graphic. Actually, yeah, that's a good one. So we can just take this in here, make it a little bit bigger, position it correctly, and now I've got a third social media post. And again, I can just download that as a JPG, and then it would be ready to upload. And so I could put all three of those in this document, and then I would have 3 social media posts ready to go. I could schedule those on Twitter, Facebook. This wouldn't be appropriate for Instagram, but I could quickly change the size if I wanted to. So I could come in here, and we'll just make a copy again. And then I'm just going to change the title. So instead of copy of that, I'm going to say IG, which is for Instagram. And then if I had a premium account right now, I could just resize it right here and tell it what I want to change it for. I could tell it what I want to change it to. In fact, I could just come in here and select what I want to change it into and then hit the button. But I don't have that right now. But what I can do is I can select everything and just hit Control-C and then come back to my original place. And I can just say create a design, and I'll say an Instagram post. And so that's just going to create a blank design with the right size, which is a square. And then I'll make this a black background. And then I will just click into the center there and hit Control-V. And you can see all of my elements just came in, and I can resize them all together. So I can move it around a bit easier, make them all bigger again. And I can position those however works best. And there you go. So that's like an Instagram friendly version right there. And I could use that anywhere else. And if I wanted to make one for Pinterest, I could do the same thing to make it a vertical image. And then there you go. Now you've got, three unique but related posts that all have consistent branding that you can put on a bunch of different social media platforms. And if you schedule those all out, then that's 3 posts across the week. All right, so, and you could do that. Again, there's 15 pre-written tweets here. You could turn each of them into 3, and that would give you 45 tweets, which is, more than enough for a month. Or you could turn them each into 6 or 7, and you could have up to 15 weeks of content just from that. Now, let's go back to, well, this is my document for my stuff, so I'm just going to hit Control-Enter to go to a new page. And then we'll go back to here. Actually, I'm going to close some of these first. All these different pieces of content that we made. And this is Jasper. It's an AI writer. We're going to do a little bit of work on this in just a second. But for now, we'll come back to my content. And so we looked at how to use the tweets, and there's a few other ways that you could use tweets as well, of course. But let's just take a quick look at the Facebook posts. So we've got 15 pre-written Facebook posts. And these are a little bit different. Looks like most of them are kind of asking questions to try and get people, like your followers, your community, to engage. And so we'll just take the first one again. We've got, what do you do when you aren't feeling motivated? Do you have any rituals or techniques you use to perk yourself up? And so I'll just copy that, and I'll come in here, and we'll just make this into a Facebook post, I guess. So I'll click on that, and it's showing me a bunch of square templates. And on Facebook, you can post pretty much any shape of, you can post a lot of different shapes of images on Facebook, but I pretty much always use square because Facebook says that that's the best, but also because Facebook and Instagram are connected. And so I usually post the same content on both of them, and square posts work the best on Instagram. And they also work very well on Facebook. So that just makes a lot of sense. And so let's see, take another look at this here. What do you do when you aren't feeling motivated? Do you have any rituals or techniques? Okay, I actually really like this one for that. So I'm just going to open that and say customize this template. And then I think I'm just going to delete this text right here. And I'm going to reduce this font size down to 60. And then I'm going to paste my text in there, even though it's probably a lot. And I guess I have to move this down more, maybe to like 42. We'll expand this out. And that up there. It still needs to be a little bit smaller. What do you do when you aren't feeling motivated? Do you have any rituals or techniques you use to perk yourself up? And then it looks like this is all just one element right here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. So we can't do too much with that. We could add other elements in if we wanted. But again, I kind of prefer to make things a little bit different between the text post and what's in the image. I'm going to change this to what are your rituals for perking yourself up. Now we can make this text bigger again, which is going to make it look a little bit nicer. There, that's really good. And we could even turn this into a carousel. So carousels work really good on Instagram, and they're nice for using multiple images in. So if I come back to my social media posts, I'm going to paste this text that I have here. And then what I could do to turn this into a nice carousel is come up with 3 ideas of rituals or techniques to perk yourself up. And then I could make each slide about one of those, and then I could write more about that down here. But in order to speed things up and in order to showcase another tool that I use a lot that I really love, we're going to switch over to Jasper here, and we're going to use Jasper to generate these. So I'm just going to paste that in here again. Now we're going to move pretty quickly here in Jasper, but if you're interested in learning more about Jasper and AI writing, I have tons of videos on my channel about how to do that, and I'll link some of them in the description down below so you can get started quickly. But we're just going to move pretty fast here. So I'm going to say, I'm going to delete this part, and I'm going to say list 3 rituals or techniques I can use to perk myself up. I'm going to use a boss mode command on that so that Jasper will do that for me. And it looks like Jasper ran out of characters there, so I'm just going to hit compose, and it should continue writing where it left off. And I'm just going to change the length to short and hit compose again, and it should be able to finish that for me. Don't need that part. So there we go. Now we've got 3 different rituals or techniques that we can use. So I'm just going to copy the text that it generated for me. I'm going to come back to my document and put this down here. So again, this is all going to be the text part. I think it's called a caption on Instagram. And then in Canva, we're going to create different slides to go with each point. So for the first one, we have what are your rituals for perking yourself up? And then if I go to add page, then I can add a new image that's going to be the same size as this one. But if I go to duplicate page, then I can create a copy of that. So that's going to be a little bit easier for me. So I'm just going to come back to my document here, and we'll take this. The first idea is taking a walk outside. We come back here, and again, we're on the second slide, so I can highlight this. And maybe we'll even say in nature, if that's even better. And I might make this a little bit smaller so that it compresses a little bit there. And we'll just move this to here. And then I can go duplicate again. And now I just need to come back to my document, making downtime a priority. Put this in here. Again, just reposition it a little bit. And come back to here and practicing self-care. Oops, I think I got the colon in there, so I'll just delete that. And that looks good. And then we'll duplicate this one more time. And we'll just say follow for more content, because that's how most people usually do carousels. They'll have like a title slide like this, and then they'll have the middle slides, and they'll have a closing slide where it'll say something like follow for more content. And then I would probably put the logo here and maybe the URL of the website. And again, we could change the background images on some of them if we wanted, but for this type of carousel, it works pretty well to have the same image or a similar image. And again, we created that entire carousel just from this. What do you do when you aren't feeling motivated? Do you have any rituals? And so on. And again, I did that pretty quickly with Jasper, which again is a great AI writing software, and you can use my affiliate link in the description to get a free trial. But if you have experience in keeping yourself motivated and things like that, then you would be able to do that on your own as well. It's just a little bit faster with an AI writer to work with. And then so if I come back here to Canva, then I can just go to share and download. I've got all pages selected, and I'm just going to change it to JPEG, which is a little bit easier, and download. And so it's actually going to give those to me in a zip file because I'm downloading them all together. So I'll just say save, it'll download that for me. And then if I right click here, I can go to show in folder, it'll open that up. So I could unzip that there, or if you want to download them individually, you can. You just need to go to download again, and we'll change it to JPEG again, and then just deselect all and just do them one at a time. So you would select page 1, say done, download, and then you can see this time it's downloading as a JPG. So if you don't want to download them zipped, then you can just do it individually like that. But the easiest way if you're downloading multiple images is just to download them as a zip file. It's really quick and easy to unzip them yourself after that. But anyway, so that's how we could create a carousel out of a quick little social media post prompt. And again, we have 15 of those, so we could easily turn that into 15 carousels with like 4 or 5 slides each in them. And using our own brains or using an AI writer like Jasper, we could also expand these ideas into more ideas and basically come up with, anywhere from a month to like 3 months of content just from that. But anyway, so now we've got content for a carousel here. We've got content for 3 other social media posts. And I think the last thing that I'll show you here is how to make a quick vertical video, because right now, whether you're on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, or even Pinterest and other places, short vertical videos are kind of all the rage right now. It's what are getting the most reach on most platforms. So we're going to use a software called InVideo. Again, I've got an affiliate link in the description where you can sign up for a free account. And then I think the free accounts are fairly limited, but you can use it for free for as long as you want. And then if you ever want to upgrade, I'll get a commission on that. And I really love using InVideo for the short vertical videos. You can make a lot of different types of videos with them, but I primarily use it for creating short vertical videos. And so for that, we're going to go back in here and we'll go into the social graphics and just take a look at these. And so if I look at the first 3, we've got figure out what you need from friends, spend more time with positive people, and balanced short and long-term goals. And so if I think about a way that I could group all of those things together, we could do something like how to make the most of this summer season, because it's spring right now. We're coming up on summer for the next little while. And so people will be thinking about what they want to do with their summer. And so we could make this all about how to make the most of your summer using these 3 images right here. And so I'll come back to Jasper. I'm just going to move this down a little bit, and we'll say 3 tips for making the most of this summer season. And then if I come back to here, we've got figure out what you need from friends, spend more time with positive people, and balance short and long-term goals. So I'll come back over to Jasper and I'll say figure out what you need from friends. And then I'll just use a quick command. I'll say write a 1-sentence explanation of how to do the above. Turn that into a boss mode command. And now I'm just going to cut this and move it down here so I can use it again. And now we've got that. And then the next one was spend more time with positive people. So we'll come back to Jasper and say spend more time with positive people. And then we'll use this boss mode command again. Okay, that didn't do a very good job that time, so I'll just rerun it. And I just want to edit this a little bit. That. And I guess we need to finish it off. And then the last one was balance short-term and long-term goals. And use my boss mode command again. Do a very good job. So we'll use the boss mode command again. Okay, so it's looking at everything above, and I just want it to look at that one thing. So I'm just going to put 3 asterisks in there, and that'll stop it from reading above. So now when I use a boss mode command on that, okay, did a better job that time. So now we have achieving balance between short and long-term goals requires setting clear objectives, creating a plan of action to reach those objectives, and measuring progress along the way to ensure that both short-term and long-term goals are met. I'm going to delete that last part. So we have that. It's a little bit better. And now I can remove this, and I'm just going to copy that and put this in my document back here. So we'll go down to a new page. We'll say short video, paste that there. And then that's just to kind of keep everything in order. And then I'm going to come back to InVideo with that text. And InVideo has lots of templates, but my favorite ones are the text to video ones. So if I come into text to video, and then again, I want to make a short vertical video, so I'm going to come to portrait down here. And they've got a ton of really great templates. Some of them use videos, some of them use images, but you can customize them all really as much as you want. So I think I'm just going to go with this one. Looks kind of nice. And so I click here, I can preview it. Just pause that. And then it's, just getting me to confirm that I want it in portrait. And then I can say, use this template. And so then I put my text in here. And I think it likes to have it formatted with no spaces, just line breaks to indicate scene changes. And then down here, you can have it auto-suggest images and videos or not. So I'll just leave that like it is and say create scenes. And this should just take a minute. Usually it's less than a minute. Sometimes depending on how much you put in, it might take a while because it does have to, the AI actually reads the text, and then it'll try to recommend images that are, it'll try to recommend stock content that makes sense based on that. And so now I'm kind of in the storyboard mode. I can see my different slides over here, but I tend to work mostly in the editor, which is right there. And if I want to change the title, I can do that up here, but it's probably fine the way it is. Oh, so if I want to change the title, I can do that up here. So we'll just go to, what was this called? 3 tips for making the most out of the summer season. Here, change the title. And so as you can see, it's generated all these different scenes with stock images and videos, and it's also added some stock sound down below, which I usually prefer to not use. And so I'll just scroll this back here and we'll do a quick preview of that. And like all the other tools that I'm recommending, you can find more detailed tutorials on how to use InVideo for this on my channel, but we'll take a quick look at it. So I'm just going to scroll this to kind of the middle here, and I don't really like this image. It doesn't really make much sense. So I'll probably go to images and find something else to put in there. So I'm just going to search the word summer and see what it gives me. Probably something with some nice sunshine or something like that. Yep, that looks pretty good. Actually, I really like this one a lot. So I'm just going to hit, I can just do that to add it as a layer, but what I want to do is replace the background image. So I'm just going to drag it in and hit replace. And so that looks really nice. And now if I move this up, then I can resize it. And the text will automatically resize. If I wanted it to stay the same size, I could lock it right there, but I want it to get bigger. There we go. We've got 3 tips for making the most of the summer season. And then we can come to this one. This obviously isn't what we want, so let's get a group of friends from the images. And that's kind of a nice one, so we can drag that in here and replace it. And I think I'll move this up again, because with this one I kind of put it up there a little more, so move that up, but that's a pretty good size. Then we have the broader description, so we'll move this one up, and we will make it bigger so that the text gets a little bit more readable. And we'll just find another nice kind of socializing picture here. Use this one, drag that in to replace. And go to the next scene and drag an image in to replace the background. Move this up so that it's kind of congruent with where the text has been for the others. And again, this one needs to get a little bit bigger. Just use this one. And that image didn't end up working, so I just moved this one in, and then go to the next slide, and we've got another goal here. Move that up, it's a pretty good size. And I just need to change that image again. So this one is about goals, or goal setting, so do a search on goals. And that's pretty neat, so we can just move that in here. All right, so that's all set up, and then we're on to the last one. And again, I just need to move this up here and make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to read. We will use this little chart image right here. Actually, that doesn't really look good because just the text is blocking too much of it, I think. So maybe we'll use this target instead. There, that's a bit better. Move this up, make it just a little bit bigger. And there we go. So now we've got a 45-second video. You can see it's just 45 seconds there. And we can play it from the beginning to make sure it all works properly. I don't want to make you sit through all that though, so we'll just take a quick look at a few more slides. Got that one. And because it used the template, they've all got kind of nice transitions that make them look pretty fancy as we're going through. And then InVideo has some pretty cool features for voiceovers. So if you go to voiceover, you can import your own voiceover file, or you can record a voiceover using a microphone right in the software, or you can use automated text-to-speech, which that takes a little bit to generate, so I'm not going to do it right now, but they have a variety of different accents, or different languages and different voices with different accents. And so you can generate voiceovers for one scene at a time or for the entire video and apply those. And then you would just go to export and choose whether you want 720p or 1080p. And then you do need a premium account like mine to do a 1080p export. Then you just hit the export button and it'll take a few minutes to buffer everything. And then you can download your video. And then you would have this nice 45-second video that you can put on Instagram and Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts, and Pinterest, and anywhere else that you wanted to put it. And you can make a lot of those pretty quickly. So then if we come back to our document here, we now have a short video that we made. We've got an Instagram carousel that could also go on Facebook and other places. And we've got 3 social media posts with individual images that we made in Canva. And so if we put all that together, then we would have 3 normal posts for social media, 1 carousel with multiple images for social media, and 1 short video for social media. So that's a pretty good week of social media content. Again, if you wanted, maybe you would want to do 3 short videos. So you would just have to go back to the PLR content and use that for inspiration. You can use InVideo to make short videos. You can use something like Jasper, an AI writer, to help you generate the content if you want, or you can just write it on your own. And Canva is really great for creating images as well as creating videos and GIFs. And you can do a lot with Canva. So again, I've got affiliate links for all of those tools in the description. And of course, I've also got the affiliate link to get this free PLR package from this great PLR company. And all you have to do is download it, unzip the content and you can upload it to your Google Drive if you want to work with it the way I was, or you can just work with it on your desktop. If you have your own software, you can unzip it there. You can upload it to whatever software you want. Then, as I demonstrated here, you can pretty quickly create a week's worth of content, or if you put a few hours in, you can create a whole month's worth of content. And then you can schedule that on all of your different social media platforms, however you choose. And then you don't have to worry about content creation for social media again for a week or a month or however long you did. All right, so let me know if you have any questions about that. And if you want any specific other types of PLR tutorials, let me know. I think I might do another one about social media content creation because I think I demonstrated a few different ways that you can use PLR to create social media content, but there's definitely other things that we could get into, other tools, other methods. And so if there's anything specific that you want related to marketing or PLR or anything else that I cover on this channel, just leave me a comment and let me know, and I will catch you in the next video.